This is in reaction to the Jukwaa la Wananchi by Honorable Murkomen. And it pleased me when this officer, Senior Deputy County Commissioner Gitonga Murungi from Murang'a South, when he made a presentation. I want to comment two things before I go into detail about his presentation. The first comment I have to say is that in other recordings, those people who are recording and uploading on YouTube, I don't think they have shown deputy county commissioners talking. What I've noticed is that they have shown assistant county commissioners explaining challenges that they have in their stations. In other places, I've not seen where the deputy county commissioners speak. But I remember in one place, the regional commissioner had said that he said that OCPDs will talk. I mean, not OCPDs, the county police commanders would talk, and then after that, after the county police commanders talk, then the DCC would talk, something like that. But I don't remember those who are airing. Those who are airing, I don't remember them airing anybody above the rank of assistant county commissioner. At least for the videos that I've watched. This is the first one that I've seen a deputy county commissioner talk, and not only just a deputy county commissioner, but a senior deputy county commissioner. The other thing I noticed that is that just like other ranks, it appears that deputy county commissioners had been organized that one of them presents their challenges. One of them presents their challenges, and it seems the deputy county commissioners had settled on him. And even when he was being called by the regional coordinator or the regional commissioner, it was obvious from the word go that the regional commissioner was not comfortable with him. He was not comfortable with this senior deputy county commissioner. He just told him, Kitonga, una dakika mbili peke yake. And then Kitonga answered him and said, oh, what I have, I cannot talk in 2 minutes. And throughout the time he was talking, you'd notice that he was utilizing his time. He was utilizing his time. To emphasize, I can say he was utilizing it well. He was utilizing it well because he covered everything that he intended to cover. He covered everything that he intended to cover. And also, he ignored with the due respect. He ignored with the due respect the regional commissioner. And you can even see the regional commissioner, after the whole thing was over, I think he even fell short of saying that that is why I didn't even want you to talk. That is something that was noticed. He was very good. The other thing I wanted to say is that during my time, senior DC, because this fellow is a senior DC, during my time, senior DCs were very, very few. They were very, very few, and I don't think they can even reach 6. There was a senior DC in Mombasa, there's a senior DC in Nakuru. I remember Ishmael Chelanga was a senior DC. John Anguka was a senior DC Nakuru. And Chelanga was a senior DC both in Nakuru and Eldoret. Senior DC could not even reach 6 in Kenya. But here we have Murang'a South, the in charge is a senior DC. And I was surprised. That the regional commissioner or the regional coordinator, maybe the name coordinator meant that he has coordinated. He was acting like a master of ceremony. Hey, 2010, you have reduced a very senior person to be a master of ceremony. During our time, the local district commissioner, or today we can say the local county commissioner, should have been the master of ceremony. It for somebody like a regional commissioner or a regional coordinator looking nervous and telling people, you see, I've given you 2 minutes to talk or something like that. Such a person is supposed to be just there. The county commissioner, in my opinion, is the one who is the supposed to be the master of ceremony, and so on and so forth. Another thing that Gitonga said, people may not have noticed, is that he is the senior deputy county commissioner for Murang'a South. His deputy was the assistant county commissioner 1. In those days, it used to be DO1. Now his deputy was assistant county commissioner 1, has been promoted to be a deputy county commissioner. He was pointing out that in Murang'a South, there is a senior deputy county commissioner, and also there is a deputy county commissioner. He's deputized by, it is his deputy, but he's politely just saying my former deputy. He's deputizing him. In discipline forces, I would advise Murkomen to avoid such situations. I have seen so many occasions when such things happen, and they have been having a lot of problems. I'm trying to remember who was the AP force commandant. I'm trying to remember. At the time when Kinuthia, yeah, I've just remembered. Kinuthia was the AP force commandant. Kinuthia was the AP force commandant stationed at Arambe House. And there is this MP for Teso. The MP for Teso was the AP college commandant. So he was a deputy commandant. Those are the ranks which were being called then. He was the deputy force commandant, and Kinuthia was the AP force commandant. But this one was the college commandant. He was both the college commandant and AP force commandant. Then a letter came from the office of the president that he had been promoted to the rank of a senior deputy AP commandant. That rank was not there, and there was no insignia for that rank. And so when there was no insignia for that rank, he decided to put on the same badges of rank like that of AP force commandant. They used to have a lot of problems. In fact, even when multi-party came, Kinuthia became the county commissioner for Nakuru, and this Mteso fellow was the MP. He's still the MP for Tesoland. I can't remember his name. He was still bitter. He was still bitter with the Kinuthia. And when journalists went to inquire from Kinuthia about the issue, Kinuthia said, I'm no longer working for the police. I am now governor, an elected governor for Nakuru. So what my reaction here, I would say that in these disciplined forces, okay, job-wise, what do you call it? Job group, they don't put on the same. But even ACCs, during our time, they used to be called DOs. Even DOs don't, they have very different job groups. during my time, uh, we had 3 levels of DOs. We had the 3 levels of DOs. Actually, I'll not mention him, but there's a DO whom we had a lot of quarrels with him. Uh, with the 3 inspectors of police, and when we went to the district security committee to be reconciled, he said that we don't respect him because he was a job group below us. First of all, we didn't know he was a job group below us, and that was the first time we were knowing that there were some DOs then who were a job group below Inspector of Police. We did know, but then we knew. So we had those who are called cadet DOs. Then we had DO2 and DO1. You would find that the DOs, the ordinary DOs, many people did not know about cadet DOs. So we will talk about DO2 and DO1. They used to put on the same epaulets, and there was no problem. They used to put on the same epaulets, even though the DOs in the divisions were answerable to the DO1 who was deputizing the DC. We even had some senior divisions. We had some senior divisions, such as Thika, such as Habaswein, where I was, where we could have 2 DOs. There was the DO1, but in case of Habaswein, it was DO1 and DO cadet. But in Thika, it was DO1 and DO2. They used to put on the same, but people used to know that this one was senior to that. But at a senior level of DCC, I think Gitonga Murungi, he was trying to enlighten the issue of 2 people in the same office putting on the same badges of rank. Maybe he was even telling the minister that he was too big for the rank. Moranga South, senior DCC should be taken to a more active, like any of the, maybe Moranga Central Sub-County, or even former provincial headquarters of even Nairobi, or even the offices. So I think he was trying to tell 2 things. He was trying to tell the people that, he was trying to tell his bosses that people of the same rank, one deputizing the other, can cause tension. The way I've said, there was tension between the force commandant and the AP commandant. So he was trying to say that. And then it is true, he was also trying to tell about what do you call clashing of roles. During our time, county council chairman or county council itself was very much subordinate to a district commissioner. In fact, by virtue of being the district commissioner somewhere, or even towns like Naivasha, municipalities, Naivasha, Thika, I can't recall any other town, which were not district headquarters but were municipalities. The DO, the area DO, was a nominated councillor, but provincial administration used to overrule. They used to overrule the county council. But here, it is good that Gitonga Murungi came out very clearly about tension between the two governments. And it is true that his concerns were genuine, because he was saying of this 10 by 10 Mabati, which was a nightclub, which was not even just a bar, a nightclub. And the licensing of it was done through e-citizen. So that is also a feedback on issues of e-citizen. So with the e-citizen, somebody had a 10 by 10, and when the police go there, he shows a license which is gotten through e-citizen. And also we have to say this thing about the conflict, which nobody mentioned, but I can sense it from here. You see, the county government, may want to license as many people as possible, because licensing is not just licensing, but licensing is taxation. Taxation. Now, if the more they collect, the more they license, the more they tax those people. So, and you see the GAO and the NPS would want to monitor people, especially on the aspects of security. So you see, the National Police Service and the NGAO may be mindful about licensing of people on security ground, and the county governments can be concerned on collection of taxation. So you see, there is a conflict of interest there. Uh, he also talked about something which I think two things which have been talked by especially police all over. I was talking of a Mr. Bundi who was transferring even drivers and clerks without the input of the officials on the ground. And then also they talked of promotions. People, some letters just coming from Nairobi promoting somebody to other places. I'll start with promotion. I would want to say from here that there is need for a local input. There is a need for a local input. Even though I used to suffer a lot from the local input, people used to say, "Swendi kijana ya kwa tenge." But to be fair, not everybody is a son of a former senior police officer or a senior civil servant. So holistically, there is need for an input from the local officers when it comes to transfers and promotions. This thing, if um, Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen has been going through, he should understand that such things are really affecting the morale of officers who are on the ground. Lastly, I would say that what is also disturbing the people on the ground has to do with the AIE, AIE, and the question of motor vehicles. Question of motor vehicles. You find that during my time, we had we had an alarm. There was a DEO who did not have a vehicle, and this is a DEO who, on the very same day, the previous year, he was a student in the university. He had not even undergone the DEO's training or anything. But a DEO, the DEOs who used to use pool cars were those DEOs who are hipped in the district headquarters. People like DEO Central, people like there is 2 or 3 DEOs who are usually placed in the DC, who are placed in the DC's office. Those ones did not. They had a vehicle for a pool, but then you find that we have reached a stage where it is being said that several divisions they will have a pool car to be shared among several ACCs. We are even having cases in a police station where they don't have a vehicle. Yet every morning they're supposed to take suspects to court and whatever. And then there is this question, this thing that Murkomen is always repeating, which I think is out of place. How do you publicly say that the police vehicles should not take accident victims to the to what do you call, to hospitals and whatever? Well, Mr. Murkomen, you are my friend, and I was deputy deputy Elgeyo Marakwet intelligence officer when you are informed to in St. Patrick's. But let me tell you, sir, with due respect, uh, matters of accident, if you now start saying that the police vehicle should not carry accident victims or even dead people to the mortuary, first of all, dead people, nobody has permission to declare anybody dead. You rush to the hospital And that is why it is called declared dead on arrival. It is only a member of the medical profession who is supposed to declare a person dead. So in case of, especially in cases where we are sure that the person is not dead, there are those cases where you just know somebody is dead, you come, you hold his or her body, you find it is cold. That one we understand. But in the cases where you find this thing of trying to say now, that is him, imagine he himself saying it, saying that police vehicles are not supposed to take people to the hospital. It is ambulances are supposed to do that. I want to, with the due respect to your position and whatever, I want to say this. In cases of emergency, it is not just police vehicles that are, even personal vehicles, You stop a vehicle on the road, you place there somebody, you tell the owner to rush the person to hospital. This is this thing of saying so and so is supposed to do this, so and so is supposed to do this, something that should be ignored. In case of an emergency, some people may not even be trained in first aid. Some people may not even be trained as firefighters. But when a house is burning or anything, anybody goes there to try and save life. Now, for a lawyer, not just a lawyer, a lecturer who used to teach law, sometimes power gets into somebody's head. There is something, as I'm about to finish, there's something that police bosses are saying. Police bosses are saying, and the problem we have in Kenya is some of those things, when they are talked in public, it ends there, no action is taken. But I want to talk so that in case anything happens, we can just flash this video. There is a lot of police officers who are saying that there are some police officers under them whom, in their opinion, they have seen that these ones are supposed to undergo, to be, just look at the things, they are supposed to go home to be retired on medical grounds. These are people who are mental. Now, a police officer like that AP chief inspector, whom the tear gas dismantled his hands, that one can work. He can still work, but in departments that are friendly to his hands. But a police officer who is a mental case, he should be discharged on medical grounds as soon as possible. This is something that police officers are trying to say, and I know about the government. Any document, any such things, they will be talked that way, and then it will be just be forgotten. But I want to put it on record that a police officer whom a medical officer has not declared to be mentally unstable can have access to guns, especially if the armorer or a new OCS has been brought in, and even before the new OCS knows that this is a mental case. Another thing here is, if you keep him on the list, especially the mental person, he'll mess a lot. How many pictures have we seen of police maybe walking on mud or anything or something like that? These are people whom even the OCS may have formed an opinion that this person is no longer needed here. But you see, there are procedures. And the Kenyan law says that unless the doctor declare, you see, you are not mad until a doctor says you are mad. So if a doctor says you are mad and you're not mad, then you're mad. But if a doctor says you are mad and you're normal, then you're, I mean, if you are normal and the doctor says you are mad, then you become mad. But if you are mad and the doctor does not say you are mad, then you are normal. Holistically, the government should do something about it, especially police officers with mental cases. With the broken limbs or anything, we can understand they have to earn and they have to continue working. But somebody with mental issues, kindly retire them as soon as possible. Thank you.